Hello everyone, welcome to Yoga Upload. I'm Maris Aylward. Today's class is a slow and mellow hip opening sequence. This is a great practice for you to do if you've been feeling some tension or tightness in the hip area, or you've been sitting for long periods of time. You can also use this as a post-workout stretch routine if you go running, cycling, or if you use the elliptical machine. It's mostly floor poses in this one, no standing sequence. We focus more on the lower body. We stretch the hip flexors, the quads, the hamstrings, glutes, the low back. We do a lot of lunges and kneeling down positions here. So if you have sensitive knees, make sure you have a towel or a blanket to cushion the knees. Also, if you have a yoga block or a blanket, make sure to get that ready. Now, if you prefer no props at all, that's okay too. I'll show you options and modifications in some of the poses, especially your half pigeon series. So on the screen, you'll see smaller screens where I show you a different way of doing the pose or how to use the props if you want to use them. And today, just take it easy on your practice. Focus less on how the pose looks and focus more on how the pose feels in your body. Always balance effort and ease in your practice. So find a place that's challenging enough for you, but at the same time, you're still able to breathe, to relax, and to enjoy the pose. If you haven't already done so, make sure you subscribe to the channel. It's all free, and that way you don't miss any videos. Try this out, let me know what you think in the comments section below, and if you know someone else who will also benefit from this practice, make sure you share the video with them as well. Alright, gather your props, hop on your mat, and let's begin. Today, start on hands and knees. We'll move our spine through cat-cow. Inhale, lift your tailbone up, drop the belly, look forward. Exhale, curl the tailbone, round your back, scoop the belly in. Again, inhale, lift your tailbone up, arch the back, and look forward. Exhale, curl the tailbone, relax the head, push the floor away with the hands. 3 more times. Inhale, lift the tail, arch the back. Exhale, round your spine. 2 more times. Inhale. Exhale. 1 more. Exhale. Come back to the center and we'll spend some time in free movement. So here you can move in any way that feels good to you. You might take your upper body in different directions. You can also change the position of your palms. Notice how the wrists are feeling. You can also use fists. If cat-cow feels good to you, you can always go back to that. So there's no right or wrong way. If you like to move the hips, move your head. So 30 more seconds here for free movement. Make your way back to the center for downward facing dog. We won't be here for long. Spread the fingers wide, press the palms down and come up. Walk the feet in place for a few seconds to stretch the calves. Notice your ankles, your arches, and your toes. Pause the legs. Inhale, lift the right leg up. Exhale, look at the hands and step the right foot forward close to the right hand. Bring your left knee down to the mat for low lunge and walk the hands up. So concentrate here on the lower body. Point your tailbone down and pull the low belly in, deepening the sensations in the front of the left hip and the left thigh. You can keep your hands on the right leg Or if you want to add the arms, lift them up. Keep the shoulders and the face relaxed. Take one more deep breath. And if your arms are up, bring them down to the floor. Shift your hips back into a half splits. Maintain level hips. If you need to, slide your right heel forward and focus on the sensations in the back of that right thigh, right leg. Press your heel forward, point your toes back towards your face, and stay long from tailbone to the crown of the head. Breathe through the sensations. Stay a few more seconds here. And gently release, bend your front leg. Back to that lunge position, but this time bring both hands on the inside of your right foot. And move your right foot closer to the right edge of your mat. Now turn your toes out. And here you can stay with a foot flat on the floor, or if you are able to, roll to the outside edge of your right foot and let your right knee fall to the side. Find effort and ease, balance effort and ease in your practice. You can stay on your hands, or if it feels good to walk the hands forward and maybe even lower down to the floor, go right ahead and just approach the pose mindfully. Stay a few more seconds in your stretch. And start to walk the hands up if you're on the floor. Plant your palms down, step the right leg back, come to hands and knees. Just for a few seconds here, move the hips around, notice how they feel. And then come back up to your downward facing dog. And we'll try the other side. Inhale the left leg up. Exhale, look at the hands and step the left foot forward. Drop your right knee down to the floor. So low lunge, stack that front knee directly over your ankle. Your right knee is back at an angle. So you feel that lengthening in the front of the right hip and the right thigh. Pull the low belly in. Stay here with the hands on the left leg or reach the arms up. Stay one more cycle of breath. And bring your hands down to the floor. We'll shift the hips back into your half splits. And slide the heel forward. Press your toes back. Keep the hips level. So small movements here to maintain level hips. Press the right hip forward, left hip back. Tiny actions. Stay long from tailbone to the crown of the head. Breathe into the back of that left thigh, left calf. Stay one more breath. And release. Bend your front leg back to lunge. This time both hands on the inside of your left foot. Move your left foot closer to the edge of your mat. Turn your toes out. Stay with the foot flat or roll to the outside edge of the left foot, any amount. Make sure to flex that left foot if you want to do this version. Pause when you meet resistance, breathe through it. Decide if this is enough for you today, or walk your hands forward and lower down. And one side might be different from the other side, so just be patient with your body. Make sure there's no unnecessary tension in the face, the neck, no wasted energy in your pose. Stay one last cycle of breath. And if you're on the floor, start to come up. Bring that left leg back. Free movement here on hands and knees. Notice how the hips are feeling. And come back up to downward facing dog. Last few seconds in your downward facing dog. And look forward at the space between the hands. Walk or step the feet forward. Forward fold at the front of your mat. Feet hip distance apart. We'll linger here in a soft forward fold. Keep your knees slightly bent. Let your upper body be heavy. Relax your head. You can stay here with the arms hanging, or if you like to cup the elbows, go ahead. Maybe add some movement side to side. No tension in the upper back, the neck, and the shoulders. Also a great hamstring stretch here and lower back stretch. If you have your elbows, let them go. We'll do 3 half lifts. Inhale, lift halfway up, lengthen the spine. Exhale, forward fold. 2 more times. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, fold. And 1 more. Exhale. Stay in the forward fold. We'll make it more active this time. Spread the toes, press the feet firmly to the mat, lift the arches of your feet up. Firm up your quads to pull at the kneecaps. And think of reaching your sitting bones up towards the ceiling. Spread them apart. Big lengthening here in the back of the legs, the back body. Let the head relax. Take one last deep breath in your forward fold, Uttanasana. And carefully release, soften the knees once more. We'll move into Malasana, deep squat. Bring the feet wider than hip distance apart and turn your toes out. Bend your knees and drop the hips. The heels are lifting. Try taking an even wider stance than that. Press the elbows and the inner thighs against each other, palms together, hands to the heart. Keep the chest lifted. And if you need to take breaks, you can lift the hips up. If you're able to stay in the pose, then stay. One last cycle of breath. And release the hands to the floor. Lift the hips up. Bring the feet hip distance apart again for a forward fold. Inhale, halfway up, lengthen. Exhale, forward fold. Bend your knees, plant the palms, step back, downward facing dog. We'll work on our pigeon series. Step the feet closer together. Lift the right leg up. Roll the hips open to the right and bend the right knee. Stay one more breath. Now look at the hands and bring the right knee behind your right wrist. Drop the back knee down, untuck the back toes. And keep that right foot flexed, protecting the right knee. And keep the hips even as much as possible. Fingertips to the floor. Inhale, lift the heart and wave up. Exhale, wave down. Try 2 more times. Inhale, wave up. Exhale, wave down. 1 more. Inhale. And exhale, wave down. Stay down for sleeping pigeon. Walk the hands forward. Rest your forehead on your arms or on your mat. Notice the sensations that come up. Watch the thoughts as they come and go. Stay present in the body. Keep bringing your awareness back to your breathing. Stay last 2 or 3 deep breaths. And slowly start to release from your half pigeon. Come up and walk the hands back. Now lean to your right and bring the left leg in front of you. We'll work on a double pigeon pose. Work on stacking your legs. Left leg on top of the right, flex the feet. If this doesn't work, if there's some pain in the knees, you'll need to release from the pose and do just any cross-legged seat that works for you. Keep the hips rooted to the mat and the spine long. You can stay here with the fingertips behind you. Or if it feels good, bring the hands in front and keep folding lower with each exhale, but still keep your hips rooted to the mat. Notice any resistance that pops up, maybe resistance in the body or the mind. Allow it to be there. Breathe through the sensations. Last breath. Now if you're folded forward, start to walk your hands back. Work on cow face legs, Gomukhasana. Bring the inner thighs closer together and work on stacking your knees this time. Left knee over the right knee. Bring the feet in. And again, if this doesn't work for you today, any cross-legged seat is good. Or if you have a block or some blankets, you can elevate the hips, and that should help a little bit. And stay here or walk the fingertips forward. Just a few seconds in this pose. If you're folded forward, walk the hands back. Keep the legs in the same position. We'll add a twist to the left. Inhale, lengthen the upper body. And exhale, twist, look over your left shoulder. Stay in a simple twist, or if prayer twist is accessible to you, right elbow on the outside of that left thigh. Press your left hand down on the right hand more to help you twist more. Stay one last deep breath. Release, unwind from your twist. We'll retrace our steps back to downward facing dog. Lean to your right, bring that left leg back, plant the palms, downward facing dog, step the right foot back. We'll do everything on the other side. Feet together, left leg up. Roll the hips open to the left and bend the knee. Look at the hands. Bring the left knee behind the left wrist for your half pigeon. Drop the right knee down, untuck the back toes. Keep that left foot active. Keep the hips even. If the left hip is really lifting up, you can support that with a block or some blankets. Fingertips to the floor. Inhale, lift the heart, wave up. Exhale, wave down. 2 more times. Inhale. Exhale. 1 more. Exhale, wave down and stay down. Sleeping pigeon. Notice the quality of your breath while you're in the pose. Make sure the breath stays steady and smooth. Last few seconds in your pose. On your next breath, start to come up, walk the hands back. Lean to your left and bring the right leg in front of you for your double pigeon. Work on stacking the right leg over the left leg, flex the feet. And some of you might be able to stack ankle over knee, knee over ankle. If it's too much, move into a cross-legged seat or elevate the hips with a blanket or a block. Stay on the fingertips to keep the chest lifted, or bring your hands in front of you and keep exploring, keep folding deeper. Still keep your hips rooted to the mat and the spine long. Last few seconds in your pose. If you're folded forward, walk the hands back. Move into Gomukhasana. Bring the inner thighs closer together. Work on stacking the knees. Right knee over the left knee and bring the feet in. Both hips down. Stay here. Or add a forward fold. If you're folded forward, start to come up, walk the hands back. Keep the legs in the same position for your twist to the right. Look over the right shoulder. Stay in a simple twist or left elbow on the outside of that right thigh. Actively press the palms together to help you twist more. Soften your gaze, relax your jaw. Stay one last deep breath. And release, unwind from your twist. From here, uncross the legs, plant the feet hip distance apart. We'll move into bridge pose. Lower all the way down to your back. With the feet still hip distance apart, press the feet down and lift your hips up for bridge. Point your tailbone towards your knees. Lightly engage the glutes. Walk the elbows closer together, and if you can, interlace your fingers underneath you. Lengthen the back of the neck as you mildly tuck in your chin. Just a few more seconds here in your bridge pose. And release, unclasp your fingers. Slowly roll all the way down, upper back, mid back, the hips come down last. Once you're all the way down, move into supine bound angle pose. Bring the soles of your feet together and let your knees fall out to the sides. Relax your arms anywhere. Notice if there's some initial resistance in the inner thighs and the hips. Pause and breathe. Give your body some time to soften, to release, and settle into the pose. Take one last cycle of breath. And release. Bring the knees together and hug the knees into the chest. Wrap your arms over the legs. A nice stretch in the lower back. And feel the play of opposites here. As you hug your knees into the chest, press your tailbone and your hips down towards the mat. Last breath. Now keep hugging your right knee in and release your left leg down to the floor. Move into a half happy baby from here. Lift the right foot up as if you're doing a lunge upside down. Sole of the right foot is facing up. Stay one last breath. And release. Now bend that left leg and wrap your right thigh as tightly as you can over your left thigh. So this is like our Gomukhasana legs, but we're on our back. So if you weren't able to do this while we were seated, this would be a good time to try it. So bring the inner thighs as close together as you can. Flex the feet. Hands can be on your shins or on your feet. And gently pull the legs in towards you. At the same time, press your tailbone and your hips down towards the mat. Breathe into the hips, the glutes, the thighs. Relax the face. Take one last deep breath. And release your grip. We'll move into an eagle twist. Keep the legs in the same position, but drop your knees to the left. Slide your hips to the right a little bit. Press your right shoulder down towards the mat. Take one last breath. And release back to the center. Uncross the legs, we'll try the other side. Right leg down on the floor and bring your left knee in. And gently bring the left knee closer to your left shoulder. Move into half happy baby from here. Lift the left foot. Your hand can be anywhere, can be on your thigh, your leg, or your foot. On your next breath, release. Bend your right leg, wrap your left thigh as tightly as you can over the right thigh for our Gomukhasana legs, cow face legs. Flex the feet. Hands on your shins or the ankles. And as you bring the legs in towards you, press your hips down towards the floor as if you're resisting the stretch. Feel the glutes, thighs, hips. Stay one last deep breath. And release your grip for eagle twist. Drop your knees to the right and press your left shoulder down. Begin to really soften the face here. Let go of any tension. Take one last breath in your twist. And release back to center. Uncross the legs. Let's end with a happy baby before Shavasana. Bring both knees in, lift the feet. Press the tailbone down towards the floor. Take one last cycle of breath. And release from your pose. If you have any last stretches, poses, or movements you'd like to do, go right ahead. If you're ready for Shavasana, make yourself comfortable. Relax the legs, the arms, palms face up. Take a deep breath in through your nose. Exhale, open the mouth, let it go. Shavasana is a time for complete surrender. I'll let the music play for a few more minutes. Stay as long as you like in your Shavasana. Thank you so much for joining me today. I'll see you next time. Namaste.